The formula of universal law. Act only on that maxim, through which you can at the same time will that it should become universal law of nature. What is maxim? A maxim is a rule or principle on which you act. For example, I might make it my maxim to give at least as much to charity each year as I spend on eating out. Or I might make it my maxim only to do what will benefit some member of my family.
Arguments against the ontology.
Why does utilitarianism is against the ontology or Kantianism? So one of the biggest criticisms of Kantianism is that it discounts outcome as a valid factor in evaluating the morality of an action. While it is not necessarily wise to rely solely on outcome, and it is not a good idea to completely ignore the outcome altogether. Based on Kant's formula of humanity, human life is sacred and inviolable, meaning one cannot enslave a few people even if it would enable more people to lead better lives. At times, Kantian moral duty seems to contradict our natural inclinations and common sense. If we obey the moral law rather than our intuitions, we're acting morally. What is utilitarianism? It is the goodness or badness that is determined by the result or outcomes. A consequentialist moral theory focuses on maximizing the overall good, the good of others, as well as the good of oneself. There is a Kantian evaluation rule, that is, we must be able to answer yes to both tests for the maxim to be acceptable. If we get a no answer to either, we must reject the maxim and try to find another one in which to act. So what is a maxim? A maxim is the rule or principle in which you act. And if a maxim flunks in contradiction and conception test, then we have a perfect duty to refrain from acting on that maxim. So the question for the contradiction and conception test is that, could I rationally act on my maxim in the perturbed social world? Next is that, if a maxim flunks in contradiction of will test, but not on the first, then we have an imperfect duty to refrain from acting on that maxim. And the question is, could I rationally choose the perturbed social world as one in which I would be a member?